There we go.
All right, we are back. So we are back with another edition of Inside NLC. Today we have Erik Coon, who is going to be fighting for us on March 9th against Michael McClendon. Welcome to the show, Erik.
I appreciate it, Keith. Love being on here. Love hanging out with you, man. Getting to chit chat and spill the beans.
Yes, sir. So we got a big fight. So, well, you made your debut with us last month. We haven't really got to talk about that. We've talked about it, but not publicly like this. And so I mean, you've had a lot going on. Talk to us about that fight, and then let us know how things have changed in the gym. Moving into the next one.
Yeah, man. I mean, it was a good fight with me and Mitchell. He did exactly what we expected him to. We knew he was bluffing the whole time when he was leading up to the fight, saying he wanted to stand in the middle and strike. We figured he was going to go straight to that wrestling as quick as he could. And he did, and good game plan on his part. He won the fight off the decision. You look at the punch count. Every shot I landed, every combination put him in worried, put him weak-kneed, making him have to shoot. So if I wouldn't have got overzealous as much as I did on some of those combinations, leaving myself open for those takedowns, could have went a different route. So hopefully we get this win against Michael. We get one more win. And then I'm coming back for my rematch for sure because I've taken every hard route possible so far in amateurs. I've full contact debut in itself was against the top level fighters in stand up and kickboxing, Muay Thai, and with karate combat. Yeah. And then I come here with you, get my first MMA fight against a guy who's already had seven fights, I believe, at the time. Yeah. Wrestled for a really long time. Wrestling is his pedigree, and you take a guy like me who's a stand-up technician, really starting to utilize his BJJ skills now, but that was stylistically on paper, Mitch was my hardest fight to take in that division. And I still went out there. I fought, I didn't get gassed, fought the whole 9 minutes with him. And even up to the last minute that I could, I was sitting there striking, trying to do what I could to get him put away. But now in the gym, man, we got some really high level wrestlers. We got some, our jiu-jitsu level is absolutely insane. Wes Thompson teaches some crazy jiu-jitsu, man. Just the knowledge he has, and we got some other guys like Mark, Alex, some high-level jiu-jitsu guys that are giving us their knowledge and getting to pass it around through the gym. And we got Preston and Sheldon Starcher that are getting in there with us now, starting to train as much as they can. I mean, those guys live like an hour, 45 minutes away, and they're driving down at least minimum twice a week to get in training with us. So that's awesome.
They have some passion.
Oh yeah, dude,
they're passionate about it. Yeah,
they never lack. I'm excited every time they come down. Just they're good work. These guys they put in the work. And then they'll tell you they come from nothing really of striking and have background. They don't have any accolades and anything else except MMA and what they've been doing recently in combat sports. And it's awesome to see their freaking progression, man. Because I mean they give good work in the gym, and I love it. With me, with the other.
They're great. Not only are they exciting to be with in the gym, I mean, they're just, exciting guys. You can't not have fun when they're around. It doesn't matter where you're at. So.
Oh yeah, no, I love those two boys. We've grown really close, because I mean, at one point, me and Preston were supposed to fight each other. Yeah. And then I had got the call for Karate Combat, and me not really knowing if he would, I just DM'd him out of the blue and said, "Hey, here's my phone number. Give me a call." And he called me probably within like 5-10 minutes, and we ended up having like a hour-long phone call. Talked about, that I had to, cancel the fight because I had that opportunity going. And we were like, you know what, dude, there's not many of us 35ers around the area. Let's, this fight's now gone. So let's team up. Let's work together, try and make each other. We don't have many guys our size. And Preston, his footwork, he likes to move around like I do, that, the real karate style bounce. Yep. Sheldon is like weirdly elusive. Like he doesn't look like he's as long as he is, but when you're sparring him, he can hit you from that different distance. You're like, all right, this is, you don't look like, he's very elusive with his movements. So the two boys have their own style. It's awesome to get to train with them. And then, we got Roman Belcher on the card, an absolute animal boxer so far, 3-0. I'm excited to get to see
3-0. Oh, yeah, shoot, I thought he was 1-0. Well,
he's 3-0 as a boxer. Yeah, he's a 3-0 boxer. He got to fight. His last fight was with Christy Martin down in South Carolina, Myrtle Beach. Yeah, we went down there.
I saw the fight he had with Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Parkersburg. I haven't seen the others. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, I think the Parkersburg one was his second fight because I believe he was fighting with the last name Violet. That was 4-0 at the time, and Roman got to take that 0 away from him, so it was nice.
Nice. Yeah.
Then we got Brody Folks making his overall debut. Dude's an absolute unit. Has just been training in the gym for the past couple years. And once me and Roman kind of got started our striking program and stuff, guys like Brody just kind of got really involved and really into it. And he was like, you know what? If I'm going to sit here and get punched in the face all the time, I might as well like work for an event or like work to do it and showcase his skills. So I'm excited to get to see him debut all across the board, his first combat sports fight. So yeah, Category 5 is going to have some new faces coming out, and
that's awesome.
We're excited to get some wins because we're gonna turn it around from the last event. I took the L, learned from it, so now it's time to take out the competition coming up and show everybody what Category 5 Jiu-Jitsu's got.
Heck yeah, man! Category 5 is definitely on the rise. I mean, it's a team that I don't know if I was aware of them before you came along. So they must have been doing a lot of jiu-jitsu competitions, but not so much MMA. But yeah. So that it's awesome to see the striking program is going well there. The MMA is going well there. So it's awesome to see that and to have another team, competing around here.
Oh yeah,
especially with the accolades they have.
No, I think too. Like I could be wrong, but I'm pretty confident in this. I think we are officially the biggest school in the state, numbers wise. I think we're the biggest school in the state of West Virginia. And then we're hoping within a year or so relocating in the same area, of course, staying in Hurricane, but we're wanting to upgrade. We've got so many people and everything going on. Because Wes, right before I joined, Wes had no envisionment or trying to do MMA. He had done it, and that was in his past, and now he was really just wanting to focus on jiu-jitsu. And then little fuckers like me came in, started poking the bear, and saying, "Hey, I need a coach for MMA," and started getting him back into it. And it's the main thing with doing something like that, man, is keeping the atmosphere right. Like we're not going to build a gym full of meatheads that are just in there trying to kill each other. We have respect, we have courtesy. We're in there to grow and help each other get better every day. Yeah, we have hard sparring sessions and we go hard and push each other to that next level, but there's still a level of control and respect that you have for one another. Because, I don't care. No, we don't care how good you are. If you come into the gym being an asshole, not just trying to knock everybody out, just being an overall, nothing good for the gym, we don't care to tell you to leave. We don't need that. We're building a team. We're building a family, and build together and grow together. And I'm really proud of every single guy that's competing coming up March 9th. Everybody just in Category 5 Jiu-Jitsu. We just had a big promotion not too long ago. A couple guys got their black belts. Nice. So just Category 5 Jiu-Jitsu, man, give it just a couple more years, and it's going to be such a big name gym.
Yeah, looking forward to that, man. So we've got 5 of your fighters on the card, and we may I haven't even started working on the jiu-jitsu card, so we may end up with a few there. Yeah, man, they're definitely filling the card up. I'm looking at it right now, and we've got some teams with 3 and 4 guys on the card, and we've got you guys with 5. I believe you guys, as far as any team, you have the most. Yeah, there's
nowhere too.
Two teams with 4 fighters. You guys have 5. Yeah.
Yeah, and this come like you said out of the blue. Category 5 didn't have anything MMA, full like combat sport. Obviously they had now you had guys like the Starcher brothers joining with us, Brody, Roman, and me going in there to strike and let our hands fly. So I'm excited, man. This is going to be a great Cat 5. All the guys that are on the card are working their asses off every day, doing 2 a days, getting it in when they can. But they're guys that are on there putting in the work for sure.
Yeah, I know you've been doing it, man. You've been getting up at 5 or probably getting up earlier, hitting the gym at 5, training, going to work, then coming back after work at night and, getting those 2 a days and probably 3 on the weekends. And
we don't.
So what? Changing the subject here on that. So you're going from fighting a guy that doesn't want to be on the feet with you at all. He wanting to wrestle. Now you're fighting a guy who feels like he has the advantage on the feet and he's wanting to stand, and he probably feels you don't want to stand with him. So it completely different. Now, what's it like going from that fight to this?
So I look at it kind of excited, right? Like I think this guy's gonna want to stand and fight with me. But if you look up any of his, like, I'm gonna call it, like, he comes from, in my opinion, anybody in the karate world, I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings, but he comes from the G League, in my opinion, because he's always wanted to make the U.S. team and do the things that I have done. So it's like, I've already accomplished the things you wanted to do, and you're older than me, so congratulations, I beat you to it, and you couldn't even make it out of the G leagues. Couldn't even make it up to fight in our league, to compete in that area. So, I mean, it's whatever. He fights very awkward. In any of his fights I've ever seen with his karate, looking him up, he doesn't even utilize his hands. He relies on that front leg side kick. And as we've seen in my last fight, my hands, from a karate guy, my boxing looked phenomenal out there. So
yeah,
this guy's hands doesn't look like they're there. My hands are 100% there. We've seen that. So I've got to be fearful of that lead leg. That's really about all I'm seeing out of him. And sure, some explosive movement. Karate guys are always good with explosion.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely not going to beat me on the footwork, that's for sure. And to my knowledge, he doesn't have any real BJJ, real judo or jiu-jitsu. So who knows? You might see a mixture. You might see just an overall really good MMA fight coming up because, like I said with Mitch, I was going to be the first one to middle, and by God, I was the first one to the center of that ring. And in this fight, I'm going to be the first one to center again. I'm going to put the pressure on him. And that last fight, I was focused on speed and landing. And this fight, it's going to be focused on putting the power behind it and putting him down, because we've seen last time I can wobble you, I can hurt you. So now this time I'm going to make sure I fully hurt this kid, and I'm going to put him out. And truly, I'm calling for a first round finish. I don't care to say it publicly. Me and my coach were working hard for it. We have a game plan. We know exactly what we're going to do. So I'm very confident in saying we're going to get a first round finish this fight.
I like it. Let's get some predictions on your teammates' fights. So we got Brody Falks and Calvin Hoskins in a lightweight kickboxing bout. What are you thinking on this?
So I don't know anything about Calvin. I've tried looking up into.
I don't either. I know his teammates.
They're both green. They're both green going into this event. So, but what I know from training with Brody is that he is a tank that can just he can walk forward the entire time with no matter what you throw at him, which is a good thing and a bad thing sometimes. But Brody's volume that he's been able to progress, his overall striking has come to a point now where it's definitely time for him to take a fight, because it's past just being good and just being able to hang in the gym and learning for self-defense. He's at the point now where he's getting good enough to compete, and especially at these amateur levels. So I definitely, not knowing anything off this guy, with the way Brody spars, the way he moves, and how confident I am in his training, I definitely see Brody getting a finish out there. Let's see, they're they're 3-2s, right? Three rounds, 3-2s. I mean, I could see Brody putting him away in the second round, probably some body shots, maybe break him down mentally. But yeah, no, I definitely see Brody being able to get the job done before 3.
Okay. So now we got Roman Belcher against Joel Aldridge. So Roman is 3-0 boxing. Joel is 2-1 with kickboxing and Muay Thai. How do you see this one going? So
me and Roman were doing some studying on Joel last night when me and you were talking about it and having the opportunity for that fight to happen. Joel looks like he's got good striking. Overall, his striking looks clean. The biggest problem with him is looks like the shorter guy. I haven't been able to see his stats actual, but in each fight I've seen, he's the shorter guy that gets to lead the dance and put the pace on. And that's good for someone his height, but those taller guys are supposed to keep him at bay, keep him at range, and lead the dance. And that's something Roman Belcher does to a T. And each one of his boxing fights, he's the one stepping forward. He's the one calling the shots. He's the one, doing what he wants to do and making you have to adapt. And especially with his kicks, like with his kickboxing training, him sparring me, Preston Sheldon, he travels around. He gets to go to a bunch of different gyms on the weekends, and just nomad spars a lot. And the amount of rounds that kid has in at 19 years old is insane. And Joel's never faced somebody with the pressure like Roman, with the power like Roman. And I definitely 100% see Roman breaking him. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was a first round finish. I wouldn't be surprised if it was finished in the second or the third. No discredit to Joel, but Roman's a different animal. And I don't think Joel's faced somebody like Roman yet. And Roman has faced somebody like Joel before. He's felt that. So I definitely see Roman getting able to get the job done. And if not, that's definitely fight of the night potential. That one's got fireworks written all over.
For sure. Yeah, Joel looks like a pretty athletic guy and pretty skilled. So we got the next one here. We got Sheldon Starcher. He's got a tough one. He's fighting a former college wrestling national champion in Luke Martin. So what do you think about this one?
So I've looked up Luke Martin. I've watched his NCAA wrestling videos, and obviously his wrestling's good. His wrestling's very, not going to discredit his wrestling skills at all. But his hands are not on Sheldon's level. As we've seen in the Chase Thomas fight, Sheldon was able to create those angles and not get taken down for a good minute until he got put on the wall. So we know with Sheldon that exactly what he needs to do for this camp, that he knows that he's fighting an elite level wrestler, but that the thing that people don't give Sheldon the respect is his hands, his footwork, and his feet. The kid's from, like we talked about, like coming from nothing, his stand-up is absurd. Like it shouldn't be on the level that it is already. And like I said, his elusiveness with being able to be at a range you don't think he can hit you, but then he's hitting you. And, no disrespect to Luke, but his stand-up is definitely not on Sheldon's level. And the more and more we keep working with getting Sheldon to keep creating those angles, not be put on the wall and pushing forward, I definitely see Sheldon's easily able to put this guy out with some strikes on the feet for sure. I'm not going to be surprised if all 5 of our guys come out with some knockouts or TKO victories. I'm not going to be surprised at all one bit. And like I said, Sheldon's striking's on a different level, especially at 145 with how long he is. So Luke better be ready to do what he needs to do, because Sheldon's coming out there ready to do what he needs to do, and he's going to come ready to put leather on his face.
I'm looking forward to that one. And then we got one more of your teammates. So we got Preston Starcher in a rematch with Chance Grillett. And this is a fight they fought in Preston's debut, and it ended pretty quick. I believe, I remember right, Preston landed a few good shots, and then it went to the ground, and then he got armbarred like immediately. And but he's picked up 3 good wins since that fight. He's had a title fight since then, and he's been wanting this fight for a while, but he feels it's ready now. And then both guys have came down to 135 from 145, where the original fight was. What are you thinking about this one?
So if you look back at their first fight, right, immediately on the feet, and to my knowledge, I believe Chance has a Taekwondo style background.
It's, I think it was karate, but he may have some Taekwondo as well. But yeah, I know he has a black belt in karate. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's evident in his style with the way he fights a little bit. Trying to lift the lead leg and be very kick heavy. And looking back at that first fight, Preston again at his debut, these Starcher brothers in his debut comes out there and puts the leather on him. Chance was forced to have to get it to the ground because Preston was putting it on him too much. All respect to Chance. He's trained at Category 5 before. But looking at the fight now, the one and only mistake Preston made was just letting him clinch up with him. Because pulled guard, that's something you don't see very often, especially in MMA, is someone jumping guard. And Chance now knows, I hope he knows that he's not going to be able to just clinch and pull guard. Preston's ability to cut angles, the way he likes to do his movement is the same way I do. So me and him work on our movement together, doing specific little drills to evade these wrestlers and evade that style.
Keep that range, yeah.
I know Chance is he's got, I don't know if he ever wrestled for like a school or doing anything.
Think so.
But
I don't think his school had a wrestling team.
Okay, well I know he's wrestling. He's got a good jiu-jitsu place he trains out of. His jiu-jitsu is good. But again, that first fight, Preston hadn't even touched the mats yet in a jiu-jitsu. Right. So now Preston's got his blue belt. Chance is a brown belt. Chance does have elite level jiu-jitsu, but I do believe Preston's at the point right now to where he understands that on the feet, he wins the fight, and on the ground, I definitely see Preston being able to disengage and just, if it goes to the ground, I see Preston being able to get back up. And if he ends up on top, I see him being able to hold position and either ground and pound him out or, hey, he throws up that arm, leaves that neck hanging, I wouldn't be surprised if he grabs a hold of it and rips it off. So I mean, like I said, I'll respect the chance. He's a cool guy, but yeah, I see my boy getting it done. Especially with the striking. I think Chance might come in a little too hot and heavy, wanting to get that takedown and secure it quick, and I think that can get him caught. So this one could be a first round don't blink.
Oh yeah, both of these guys are, I mean, finishers. I think Chance struggles to get the fight to the ground with wrestlers that want to stand. And this is I don't know, man. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be interesting. Chance, I would say he still has that big advantage on the ground. He was a brown belt under Renzo Gracie. I'm not sure if he's got that black or not. He's been a brown belt under Renzo for, I know it was at least 2 years ago. He was a brown belt under Renzo, so he may have that black belt now. I'm not sure, but yeah, Preston's got a little bit of a wrestling background, but he went from no jiu-jitsu to, we're almost 2 years later. So that fight was March of 22, right? And here we are, March of 24, and Preston's coming in, completely different fighter now. His stand-ups evolved, his ground has evolved like tremendously. So that's a fight I'm looking forward to, and that's the reason right now I've got that fight as our amateur main event on the card. So we've got 20 fights, and with 1, 2, 3, we got 6. We got 14 amateurs and 6 pro fights, and I've got Preston and Chance as the amateur main event. That's a big fight for the region. As two guys that are up there in the rankings, and then been active and doing a lot lately. Yeah. So looking forward to that, man.
Oh no, they well deserved amateur spot up there. So I'm excited for everybody to go out there and compete and see what we can do.
Yep. Well, Erik, I appreciate you coming on. It's good to talk. Always good to talk to you, and hope to get you back on commentary sometime again soon too. So.
Oh yeah, hey, I always love commentating when my also fighting. So anytime we have that happen, always hit me up.
Yes, sir. All right, man. Thanks,
all right, brother.
And good luck.